Moment of honesty. Someone's got to take the lead tonight. Who's it going to be? I'm going to sit right here and tell you all that comes to me. If you have something to say, you should say it right now. You give me a feeling that I've never felt before, and I deserve it. I think I deserve it. It's becoming something that's impossible to ignore, and I can take it. I was wondering maybe, could I make you my baby? If we do, it's always when y'all start looking at me smiling. What?
You took that different direction.
This-
What I thought we were going with that.
Yeah, no. It went from real like. So can we be together or what we doing? Welcome back to the Too Familiar Podcast. I am Marlena Ariel. And again, if y'all watched part 1, y'all seen that we had a very special guest in the building, Mr. Savion. We got any AKAs or
AKA DJ Savo. I don't know why my Snapchat is DJ Savo.
is it
It is.
DJ Envy? Drop that. I used to want to be a DJ when I was younger, which is so random, but I don't know. I wanted to be on the turntables and stuff. No, for real. And I was like, I can make some beats and all type of stuff.
Okay.
I feel like I
You want to
could.
break some down right now? Or?
No, I
Okay.
one of them. I wasn't
Oh,
really a,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
not. I probably could not
She
be
was a
by,
singer, though.
you know, and was a singer. Y'all better ask about me. I played the piano and all type of stuff,
Musically gifted.
you know.
Okay.
And my dad taught himself how to play guitar. Yeah,
Thank you. Well, he didn't learn from YouTube.
he didn't.
but-
I don't know. Honestly, he just literally used to sit in his back room, listen to music, and literally just play.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
If he knew how to work YouTube, he probably would have learned a lot faster though.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I would
He knew how to work YouTube.
if he knew, he would have been somewhere playing in somebody's band, I think. But
Wow.
we are carrying on our conversation from last week. So if you didn't see part 1, make sure y'all tune into that and then come back here. But we kind of last ended off talking about you and both of us and being in our journeys of being intentional with what we do in our time and all that stuff. But we didn't really get into you and how you started your yoga journey and your coaching journey. And then I also want to get into your modeling that you never wanted
Yeah, we
to talk
didn't
about.
talk about that.
Yeah, we getting into the modeling. But yeah, how did you get into doing like your yoga and your coaching and all that stuff?
Yeah, in college, no, it would have been 2016. I was a runner. Well, am a runner? I don't know. I haven't ran in a long time, but I had an injury.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I was training for a marathon. And it's like, after you run an hour, hour and a half, the last thing I want to do is sit down and stretch.
Right.
Well, that means injuries. So I started to do yoga as a way to like a moving stretch, if you will. And people also talk about meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, sitting down for 15 minutes by myself
Yeah.
in
Just
silence.
quiet. Yes. I said quiet.
When in the last episode we talked about how much we were sweeping under the
No,
rug, them
for real.
things. You leave space for it.
Talking. In that head, chit chatting.
I'll tell you what. That body is like, hey, we got stuff in here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me distract myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why people don't do meditation, because they're like, I just think too much.
That's
Like,
me.
no, you listen to what's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
For one, I always tell people to acknowledge it. Like, okay, I hear you. Maybe I write it down, get it on paper. You can revisit it later, and then get back and try meditation. I'll be honest though, probably 2 minutes. I'm at.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I'm not one of the.
Right.
I don't know.
See, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm not either. I feel like I have those like talkings where it's like they're talking over each other. I feel like I can't hear what it is. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And so then at that point, I'm like, yeah, let's turn some music on. Let's,
Yeah.
because all this screaming in my mind, like
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
man, it's wild.
Yeah.
And the same thing comes up in yoga. So I started doing yoga, and then I started doing group fitness. Started teaching group fitness classes, and before class, I would do some stretching, kind of some breathing before we get into like the weights, and then at the end again we do some stretching, which is typical like yoga moves, relax, breathe, meditate. And then I had an opportunity to do a yoga training, and I thought, well, if I'm going to be starting and ending classes, with yoga, I might as well learn some more.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really have the intention of teaching yoga, but I did want to do wellness retreats. Again, helping people get to their best self, and sometimes that's through food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And helping us find different ways to just maneuver the stress or the voices in our heads, and one could be through meditation. And so after getting certified, actually just this year, I had the opportunity to teach at a few locations. And so the Wisconsin Athletic Club, Helium Hot Yoga, I'm at teaching, and it's really been also therapeutic, if
Yeah.
I'm honest.
Is it hard for you to coach others when you're kind of like, how you just say, I'm kind of at my 2 minute max? Is it hard for you to like coach other people?
No, because coaching is a lot of listening, which is
Mhm.
really nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's kind of can be paralleled with therapy. Therapy though really digs into your past and what happened then, and like let's dig that up and moving forward. Coaching is more so all about forward movement.
Mhm.
Okay, what have you experienced in the past? Well, we don't need to go into detail. You can give me the basics, and we
Right.
can go forward from there. Um, yeah, it's just like a lot of listening and hearing people and trying to like read between the lines.
Yeah.
A lot of conversations for me, as you know, I'm not
Mhm.
much of a sharer, and so
Yeah.
yeah. So how did you get me on this podcast?
Okay.
I don't know.
People be just bringing in magazines to work, and they're gonna say, "Beyond on the cover, hello, what's going on?" And then he'd be like, "Yeah, this little photo shoot that I what?"
In college, so if we go back to episode, being the Oreo and being kind of conformed to who they wanted me to be. My mom would say I was the token nigga at
Mm-hmm.
campus. Again, PWI,
Mm-hmm.
but not the hood black person.
Right. Right.
HBCU, if you will. That was this, if you
Mm-hmm.
will. And so I was also pretty involved. And I think that was another part of like, well, if you're going to see him around campus, you might as well get him in a brochure. You'll see him in the brochure, you'll see him on campus. You can connect the dots and help you connect with campus. But I think I, what I processed afterwards was like, okay, was it authentic
Right.
or was I being used? Was I the token or was it with good intention?
Right.
And so I kind of I dance with that going back and forth in my head. Even now, I have opportunities to model, and I think to myself, it takes me back to that.
Right.
What's the intention here? What's the mission? What's the goal? And so with the Wisconsin Bride magazine that I did, like, okay, you want to shoot and have a gay couple in the magazine for what?
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's Wisconsin Bride magazine. This is different.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, but gay folks are getting married, and this is an audience that can use our photographers, the venues, the DJs. That's what the whole magazine is. It's just a bunch of different venues and things that you'd have for your wedding.
Oh, right.
And so it's just kind of like giving representation to that, which I was
Mhm.
like, okay, here for it. Whatever. At the gym, I signed up for that. It's been really cool to see myself around the
Beat the
club.
face.
Again, but be in the face. So I have thought to myself, well, again, is this good intention?
Mhm.
But I said, well, if I'm going to be at the front desk, if I'm going to be checking people in, if I'm going to be the first person that they see, why not be on a poster? And it's not a stock photo. It's not just something you just Googled and
Mhm.
found some random person. It's like, oh, they
This is
they actually do classes
Yeah.
or they teach. And so it's really cool to see you in this light. So for that, I really enjoy,
Mhm.
and I think it's been taking some growing and processing, and again digging into what I want. Who am I portraying? What am I portraying?
Right.
What's how are people going to see this? Is where I'm at with modeling now. I don't have an agent yet, but
You know,
I ain't gonna
this right
say
here,
I'm not open
this
to
your
it.
you know, the agent's gonna be hitting you up after they see
Yeah.
this. They gonna see this and they gonna be hitting you up. What did you go to college for?
Education.
Okay, and now you're a model. Yeah, yeah. How is that? Like, I didn't go to college, and my parents weren't big like, oh, y'all need to go to college type of
Oh.
thing. But it was like my best friend went to college and stuff like that. Do you feel like? I mean, obviously it's necessary, but do you feel like that?
College?
Yeah. I mean, it's necessary depending on what you're trying to do, I should say.
Sure.
But do you feel like it's something that everyone should experience just to experience it? Do you feel like it was kind of, now thinking back on it, do you feel like I could have went without? Like, what are your
Well, that's a good one. That's because I then worked at the university for 5 years as a hall director. So I lived in a dorm, as people would say, a residence hall, for 5 years with college students. Granted, I had just graduated, so I was still young
in
hip
there?
enough,
Yeah.
a little bit.
You wasn't old, like you was like right there
You
with them
know,
still.
yeah, they were keeping me young.
Mhm.
Now, don't give me no TikTok. Oh, don't
Yeah.
give me.
Yeah, let's
Not
move on
into
from
it.
that. Let's move
Yeah.
on from that.
There's aspects of college that I think people should experience.
Mhm.
Being able to live in a residence hall with 200 other people and connect with people who you've never connected with before. Again, a predominantly white college that was in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by cornfields. A lot of the
Yeah.
students came from the farms around. I learned about them, they learned about me. I was like, oh, why you get up so early?
Mhm.
And they're like, oh, I have chores. I'm like, we had to wash the dishes at night
You're right.
before you went to bed. What you mean?
Yeah.
Oh no, I gotta get up and milk the cows or get in the field. And I was like, what? Because I don't know about you, but for me, food just appeared at the grocery store,
Yes.
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about where it came before that.
Same.
And so that is one part I am grateful for, like Platteville, to have connected with those people and go, oh, dang, you had a
Mhm.
thank you. Thank you for your service.
Truly.
I'm not doing it. So, God places everybody here for a reason.
Mhm. Mhm.
So thank you for what you're
So,
doing
okay. Thank you for your contribution.
to my belly.
Okay, because I appreciate it.
So that aspect I really think that people should experience.
Mhm.
Because again, others were like, oh, my school had 2 black people. And they wasn't even in your grade. So like you never even communicated with them.
Right.
You see them on TV, but you've not had to have a conversation. Which is why I sometimes give grace to people when they ask me about my hair. So I'm like, I don't know your background. But we're also, and again, a day and age where you can Google it.
Mhm.
But there's also so much stuff on Google and on YouTube that I also don't want you to get the wrong information.
Yeah.
So come to me with like, I guess, clarifying questions. I don't want to like sit down and break the whole thing down for you.
Because again, I'm not in the field of education. Okay.
So that's the one thing I really enjoyed about college. I'm not
Mhm.
one for the books.
Yeah.
Nah.
See, I feel like I got my college experience when I left and went to, well, I didn't leave and go anywhere. I went to Job Corps and I lived on campus. So I feel like I got
Oh,
that whole,
yeah. Yeah.
So when people say that, I'm like, I lived with strangers.
Yeah.
I shared bathrooms with strangers. So I
That
guess
part.
I went to college.
Yeah.
I didn't get no
There you
degree,
go.
but
You've studied. You've had textbooks.
I
You've
graduated.
experienced that part.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really big.
Yeah. So going back to what you were saying about, well, before we go back to that, you're also now, can we talk about this with Lululemon and all that you're doing? Or
It's not official.
okay,
No.
so going back to
We'll come back to that.
yeah, going back to what you're saying about being in the Rise magazine. I have been seeing a lot. It was a trend going on TikTok about a lot of Black men coming together talking about how the struggle of simply just being a Black man and being gay. How do you feel about that? Like, what has been kind of like your experience?
Part of the struggle, like in coming out, was that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I came out later in life, 26 years old. And again, when the police shootings and things were happening, just actually a couple years after I came out, was like, okay, shit. I'm Black. First thing you're gonna see, right? And now you have this next layer of being gay, and wanted to go back in the closet in a way. Like I didn't want that side. I wanted to focus on the Black side, what it meant to be Black here in America,
Yeah.
how I can survive as a Black man in America without all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, moving to Milwaukee and coming to the Sherman Phoenix, it was like, okay, I can dive into that. I can be surrounded and be loved as a Black man and be in this space and even in this area, Sherman Park area. And it was really nice. And then I was like, okay, well, there's these other parts of you, or being Christian and gay, so, and okay, there's these fields we got to navigate. I got to think about it. Again, if it's coming up all the time, it needs to be addressed. So I'm not going to say it's easy. I think, again, what we talked about in the last episode, surrounding yourself with the right people, with the right spaces. Like I haven't been to church in a long time because of, I don't know how that's going to go. I have been to the church for events, but not to a service. And that's been separate for me. Like going back to my hometown, I've been asked to MC luncheons at the church, or like scholarship luncheons for the members graduating from high school. And I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure they know.
Yeah.
And they still love me.
You know?
But it's something about going into like a church service.
Right.
And like, what's the sermon going to be about?
And I feel like it's always that people use whatever sense of choice they want to use when they want to use it, and for what scenario they want to use it for.
Right.
And never when it's, y'all don't want to really get into why you cheating on your wife, or you don't want to get into, you know what I mean?
Well, I wasn't going all the way there.
I feel like growing up to the church that we grew up in, I never felt that from my pastor. But then growing up and meeting different people and talking to different people and hearing their experience just from being gay and being in the church is almost like, damn, like if I can't go to Bella Noche's, where can I go? You know what I mean? Like if I'm not welcome in the church and you preach it to me that God loves me,
right?
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That never made sense to me, and I'm glad I didn't grow up with that type of pastor, and I can imagine how it feels to be just shamed for this one thing that I didn't choose, or I'm not like forcing. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's.
I would say I never heard those sermons at my church, and I think I then still put them in that category of other churches that did that, which I shouldn't, because like the pastor who I grew up with, we talk, like he calls me and we're Facebook friends. So I know he'd be seeing my posts and I talk about coming out or whatever. So to that extent, like I know that there's love there,
Mm-hmm.
and I think there's just fear that there's another side to
Yeah.
them, if you will, that's like actually condoning that.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about when people, Lil Nas X is kind of like a big example
Mm.
of people, even the Sesame Street thing when they were talking about now Bert and Ernie are a couple and that people are like, oh, I thought they were brothers, like all of that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about people trying to name it as like they're pushing this gay agenda and all that stuff through social media and through TV and all that?
It's just a hot time
Mm-hmm.
for people being out. I think it's just a hot time. Not too long ago, we were pushing having books with Black people
Mm-hmm.
in it, pushing books to have people of color in it, pushing shows to have Black people being the lead roles so that there's representation. And that's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
It's just, oh, all right, we got all these books, all the Black authors, or every celebrity now has a children's book,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
that represents them. And now it's a hot time of people coming out, discovering, exploring.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, oh, let's get some representation
Yeah.
in a way.
When you watch certain things, do you ever watch it and feel like this is forced? Like this is they're like they're the way they're talking about it or the way they're trying to portray it is like forced to feel like I'm speaking on the topic or I'm with you guys. You know what I mean? Type of thing. You know what I mean?
Somebody just shared a video of Rihanna about her underwear line,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "I wanted." I think they were called
Oh,
boxers or something.
yes.
She was like, and I wanted them to be for everyone, not just men or women, but I wanted them to be for everyone. Transgen and bites and sexuals.
Mhm.
And it's like,
It's like, you know,
the whole, like, everybody.
yeah.
And I was like,
She said, when I
okay,
say
we got
everybody,
it.
everybody,
It's
like,
every-
please, just put them on. She
literally.
said, I don't care. Yeah, I remember
So
that
like,
video.
there's moments like that. It's like, okay, we got it.
Mm-hmm.
We got it. I try not to be on social media a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess who I follow is all over the place. I have heard that. I try not to look into things too much.
Yeah.
Especially on media. Everything's pushed
Mm-hmm.
and forced.
I agree. Because when it's a hot topic, if you ain't talking about that hot topic, you are a terrible person and you should die, apparently.
Exactly.
You can't, if you don't say nothing, you're the worst.
Right.
And it's like,
right.
Honestly, I really do hate that we put so much we put so much energy into celebrities and celebrities' opinions. I feel like anybody, if you big in this world and you didn't say nothing about what's going on overseas,
right,
you don't give a damn and you money hungry, right, and you just want fame. And it's like me putting a post up on Instagram saying my opinion has not stopped anything that's going on. And why do you care so much? If you have such this big, why you ain't caught a flight over there and help nobody out? If you know what I mean? Like
100%.
Like
100%. I think it was Chelsea Handler. She was like, just because someone doesn't post that day when everything comes out on the news doesn't mean that they don't support it. Like, everybody is sitting with this and grieving about this and processing through this. That give us some time.
Yeah.
But also, they don't need to be posting.
Because then what? Yeah.
For like, I try not to follow celebrities, if I'm honest, on social media, because what's real?
Mm-hmm. And it has gotten super like, I don't know. I feel like the world has gotten super like into what a celebrity is doing. What is, you know what I mean? It's like, are we not doing nothing else? Are we not doing nothing else?
But that also pushes the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And so going back to that question, it's the hot topic because everyone feels like we got to push that. Like that's what we need to be talking about. The people coming out or pushing the gay agenda.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, they always say there's also something else happening in the government behind the scenes. But because that got pushed down with everything else,
Right.
lifted up, we miss out on some things.
Mm-hmm.
Votes that happen overnight. It's like, okay, well, we were focusing on the wrong thing.
The entire time they've been talking about Hallie being pregnant and all that. It's like, child,
Then let her be pregnant.
if she is pregnant, then what? Are y'all? Is she putting y'all on child support? Like, y'all is super invested, and that's scary.
And let's not talk about Will Smith and Jada.
Listen,
They
I'm
stay.
so sick of them two. I feel like, and I, it's just something about once they got on the internet, like once they made Instagrams and made Red Table Talk. I don't know. That really, I feel like, I don't know what year that was, maybe 2016 or something. I feel like that was the year I was like, I kind of don't give a damn about all that stuff anymore. Because y'all, I really don't even like y'all. I really get tired of hearing them talk and the stuff they talk about. And then that whole, yeah.
Again, what's real?
Listen. But
What's
one
part
thing
of the
Jada gonna
show?
do is rob for Tupac. I know that, right? Every chance she gets, she say, Tupac one time told me. It's like, nobody asked you that, Jada. No, ain't nobody even asked you that. What he said. She gonna ride for that man. I know that's right.
She riding for the wrong man. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe the right man. I don't know.
Right, well,
We don't know what's going on.
again, you do you.
What advice would you give to someone who is wanting to be on a fitness journey or just a more healthy lifestyle journey, but it's kind of again on that, like, I'm into it and I'm really passionate about it, but I'm lazy kind of thing,
Yeah. Well, we live in a society right now where you get to be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's handed to us. We don't need to leave the couch. I mean, you can get a bucket next to you to poop and pee in, but order your groceries, they come to the front door. Food comes to the front door. Everything since COVID,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to go anywhere. So one, find an accountability partner. Like, find someone who's going to continue to push you. Because a lot of times we wait for motivation, and sometimes motivation don't ever come.
Mm-hmm. We're coming in, it is a goodbye. And it leaves immediately. Yeah.
It's physics. Things in motion stay in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Once you come to a stop, we got to have some force to get it moving again. So what does that look like? Is that someone going, all right, let's head to the gym, that personal trainer? Is it that health coach? One of my favorite quotes is, we tend to forget or always remember, baby steps forward is still steps forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a society of dieting, take a pill overnight,
Right.
you've lost 50 pounds.
Or that put the castor oil in your belly button. When I saw that shit, I said, oh, okay, we lost our noodle for sure, because we are gone in the brain. Cause what? I don't even understand what that means. If I pour some castor oil in my stomach,
your belly button,
I'm gonna be 50 pounds lighter in the morning. Take me to the ER.
Listen,
Something's wrong.
because I thought the belly button was a knot.
Cause what that castor oil do?
It seeps in somehow.
And it eats all the fat away
Listen,
overnight in 7 hours.
I try not to yuck nobody's yum, but
Mhm.
I also say don't go for the quick fix.
Yeah.
You didn't get to where you are quickly. Can't reverse it quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta take our time with it, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough. Again, waiting for that motivation to kick in. But as we probably have learned, getting to the gym is the hardest part. Once you start moving and the chemicals start moving, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about the dance.
Mhm.
I don't want to dance, but when you get dragged to the dance floor, You let okay,
Okay, yeah.
you know, same thing. And I don't push the gym. You don't have to go to the gym. I just push joyful movement.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that dance in the living room, but continuing to find something to move the body
Yeah.
is really important. Because again, we're at a time now since COVID where we don't have to do much.
Mm-hmm.
Working from home, everything can be dropped up at the door.
Yeah. And I think having that determination of like, and stop looking at people like the fitness influencers. Not saying that they're all wrong
For
because
sure.
some of them are not, but thinking that you're gonna do this in this certain amount of time because they said 30
Because they
days
said
you'll
it.
lose 50 pounds and then you don't, and now you quit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I used to work for a company that we didn't really have a timeline, but you could see the projection of where you're going, which is really cool
Mm-hmm.
if you can stay consistent. And that's the thing. Everybody's body is different. There's no quick fix, one fix for everybody. I don't know. I do believe in experimenting though.
Yeah.
Try it out. Try something else.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day though, you find what works for your body and keep with that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop, keeping to change things all the time isn't really good for the body either though. It's challenging. I just say get a friend, go back to the basics,
Yeah.
keep it simple.
Period. Is there anything you want to leave our audience with?
Audience.
Go ahead. Guys.
They told me at one point I should be a politician. No,
Mm.
thank you. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's also one of those things like, because folks be lying all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. But you can
Maybe I
follow
could
me
be a
on
politician
Instagram,
then. Period.
Coach the Soul, COACH, the
Yeah, spell it out
Soul,
for him. You can't spell soul.
Coach the Soul. Yeah, it's just about me. Like she mentioned, it's some yoga. I'm a plant dad, so there's some plant action,
Mm-hmm.
yoga, movement. Um, it's just trying to live the life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If y'all need some motivation, if y'all need some coaching, if y'all need, I wouldn't say accountability partner because if y'all seen the other episode, y'all know why I wouldn't say that because you can't reach them.
You signed that contract and you pay me though?
But yeah, make sure if y'all looking for that, if y'all need that, even going into this new year, I know everybody got their New Year's resolution, stuff like that, whatever. Start now.
So
and I'm
now.
a person.
No, yeah.
I've been on a journey. I'm not gonna tell you what journey, but I've been on it for a real long time, and I keep starting and stopping, starting and stopping. But you know, I feel like I'm now getting to the point where I'm like, again, where I'm kind of just like, girl, how many times you gonna just keep wanting stuff that you're never getting, that you could get?
Mm.
And that's like, okay, you know,
Is that how you say it? Like I want.
like I want better. I want to experience. I want to experience myself in my life in a different way than I have, and I feel like there's a lot of. It looked like you're about to say something.
No. No.
I just feel like me personally, my laziness, I feel like gets in the way of a lot of things that I want in life. And then I feel like I do, like I said, I feel like I carry a lot of sadness, but I feel like I blame why I don't go to certain things or I don't hang out, and I blame it on that when I feel like it's truly sometimes me just being lazy, you know.
And that is what it is.
And that's literally, I feel like truly in my life, that's like my biggest problem right now.
So then the next question is, why do you want these things?
I think I want to be happy inside. I think I don't feel like I'm truly genuinely like happy with myself, with how can I say it? I don't feel like I'm happy with just in general where I am in life. I don't think I'm truly happy with my body. I don't think I'm truly happy with a lot of relationships that I deal with, and I don't think I'm truly happy with um, how long I put off doing things that I truly want to do, and I think about them all the time, and then I still don't do it. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it is. And even though I know people will say like happiness is temporary and all that stuff, but I feel like I yearn to experience that. You know what I mean?
A different life.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a book called Start With Why, Simon Sinek. And if you think about a bullseye, like the outer ring would be what you move into, how, and really the peak, that middle point is why.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked about this is what I want for my life. Cool. But why?
Mm-hmm.
And you can dive into why you want those things. Then you can start to work your way back out. How you're going to make that happen. And what do you need to make that happen?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I approach my coaching. When
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, I want coaching because I want to lose weight." Okay, well, why?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
And then, okay, what steps do we need to take? But, again, asking you why, you're like, oh, actually, I want more from my life. I want to be a happier person.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can walk this earth with a different light.
Right. Right.
That's not feeling dimmed, or if I was really going to dive in, like a yellow light instead of
Mhm.
like the white light,
Right.
you know? But the thing is, you do have it. It does shine. And I see that when you are around and with different people. The hardest part is seeing it in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Someone called me out on that. It's like, Savion, I'm not gonna. Not important, but she said what she did say.
The one part that she
What
did
she
have said.
Because I was like, wow, I just have a hard time seeing what you're seeing. I hear
Right.
you.
Yes.
And she said that's one of the hardest things. Like, we don't see in the mirror, we don't see that true self of what other people
Mm-hmm.
see. We see what we want or what society wants us to see
Right.
for us.
I feel like that's definitely too. Dang, you just woke something up in me. Because I do feel that like when people say certain stuff to me, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm that to you. You know what I mean? Or people feel like I'm super happy, or people feel like I'm this like super. I don't know. Like even at work, when people talk about Tom, once said that he likes that I walk around like with my head up, with my chest up, but I don't feel like I'm like. I don't feel like I look like that to people. You know what I mean?
You walk proud.
Yeah.
You do.
See, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't be feeling like that.
Oh no, you walk around that place like you own it. Like, this is my spot.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with it.
Yeah, okay. And don't.
There it is.
Yeah. But see, I don't know, like when
Right, but you don't have to think about it all the time when you walk, and it's just like this is your space.
Mhm.
And that's what it draws out of you.
Yeah.
This head up, chest up, like I'm confident here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to think about it anymore. You just are.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go pay for some coaching. No. No. Thank you for coming.
What
to
a treat.
chill with me. Y'all, listen, I'm on this journey. Y'all gonna see me throughout the next couple months to really. Y'all gonna see the progression of all the stuff that I talk about because I'm serious.
You know what would be cool? It's for y'all to do an episode of like your New Year.
Yeah, we plan on it.
Like, okay,
we plan,
okay,
yeah,
right.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. You can talk about it. You can talk.
Another. So, I'm gonna throw this out here. You can do your New Year's resolutions. I've changed it to year of possibilities. Takes away some of that pressure of meeting this goal, and it's like, okay, I desire these things. If it happens, great, amazing, fantastic. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna be down on myself.
Yeah.
that I didn't or gave up in a week.
I'll definitely keep that in mind. So we gotta do that for.
All right,
Actually,
I'm
let
gonna
me
stop
write that down
talking.
before I forget. Let me just write down before I forget. But y'all, of course, before we go,
Mm.
you already know. We gotta have Savion play I Know You Fucking Lying. You know, okay, before we get into that, you ever seen when people are like, if someone put a gun to my head and told me to spell something, I would that's literally how I just was spelling possibilities. I'm over here abilities. Jesus. Okay. Do you have one for this week or
I do.
okay? I'm gonna let you go first again.
How many clothing
Dang.
stores
We basically have the same one, but
can you name?
stores?
Stores.
I can name 7.
Totally. She started. So when Tish be like, "Dang, why you start so high?" I'm like, "Okay, now why I was at 7 in my head."
7 was the max. I should have started at 2, so we could have went back and forth. I can add 2. I can add 3.
Yeah.
I can add 4.
Oh shoot! You know what?
If you got 7, you
I'm
for sure
gonna-
got 8.
I'm gonna press you on 8. I'm gonna go 8.
I can name 9
Okay, well you fucking lying.
because I told you I only had 7. Okay, Macy's,
Yes.
Nike,
Mhm.
Ralph Lauren, Champs, Kids Foot Locker, Women's
Okay,
Foot
but
Locker.
those are shoe stores.
There's clothes in there. Okay. Okay, let's start over. You're right. I get that. It's a shoe store. Okay. Kohl's, Macy's, Walmart, Target,
Okay. Supermarkets, but
Abercrombie, Ralph Lauren, Lululemon, Anthropology, Adidas.
no. H&M. I'll give you H&M.
I'll take H&M.
Yeah.
Banana Republic, Aldo,
Dang, you at that's probably 8 now if you take away Target and Walmart.
Are we not saying Target and Walmart are?
Clothing stores?
Would you call it a grocery store?
I'll call it a supermarket.
I agree.
Okay.
My I Know You Fucking Lying was how many athletic brands could you name? That's different, right? That's
Yeah.
not the, okay.
Yeah. 4.
5.
6.
I Know You Fucking Lying. I don't know you got 5. Honestly.
Oh. Lululemon, great one. Nike, Adidas, Under Armour.
Mm.
I'm gonna say Amazon. They got athletic apparel brand.
I should say Amazon for clothing stores. Yeah,
That's true. That's true. They do. How many did I say?
6.
Great.
That was 6.
That's it.
Okay. I don't know really how I feel about Amazon, but I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna let you have that one.
I really don't got another one.
Okay. I know, cause all I had Nike, and then I'm like, anyway.
Yeah.
This is another episode of the Too Familiar podcast. Let them know again. I know you already said it, but just let them know real quick where to find you. If they want
You can
to
find
do
me
coaching.
primarily on Instagram, Coach the Soul. I've probably taken a few clients for the new year,
Mhm.
actually. You can also find me on Facebook, Savion Kirk. Not really using it, but it's there.
Period. And make sure y'all are following us on Facebook and on Instagram at the Too Familiar. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're following us on TikTok, listening to us on all audio platforms, and we will be back next week.
Nobody